Hello, hello, happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday and I am feeling so happy today because I just finished boxing up the last of my stuff to ship out. My husband's going to take down to the post office for me and ship for me today. And whew, and then I'm done with all my big lists. Oh, I just went ahead. I was ready. So if I didn't click it now, then I'd miss my time and I'd totally forget about it. And because I'm kind of scatterbrained because I've been going crazy this last week. So, hey, Mitzi. You just posted the cutest little gnome on Instagram. So cute. So this is de-stress day for me. Absolutely de-stressing here because I had just a whole lot of things to get done. I got my 60 journals done and shipped out. Hey, Janet. I have to send you a picture later of what I did with what you sent me. It makes me so happy. So yeah, I am celebrating. The 60 journals are done and shipped. The next batch of things hubby is taking to the post office for me later will get me all caught up with all my obligations, which means I can go back to working. Hey, Mona, welcome. I can go back to working on the things that that are obsessing me lately. And right now it's working on some more of these clusters because I've come up with a few different ways that I want to use them. And I sold some and I need to make more. So what's everybody working on today? People doing Christmassy things? Are you doing other things? I meant to bring some larger material. I kind of want to try and make some bigger. And ooh, this is kind of neat. Kind of like this. Now, what I'm not going to do today is I am not going to add any of the natural materials because I'm going to save that for when I layer these up. I've been playing around with layering the clusters onto bigger pieces and been really happy with the way things came together. And yeah, there'll be a video and stuff coming on that. That's probably enough to get started, huh? Get me rolling. But I'm not sure what all I'll put on them if I'm not doing the mossy naturey things yet. You're fighting with the tree. Janet, all I'm going to do is take a picture of where I put it. It is it's on my needle work storage thing. I've got like this little cabinet and it's on there and I walk past it every time I go in and out of the studio. And I kept it on that little green piece of fibery thing and I touch it every time I go in and out of the studio. So I'm thinking about you constantly. It was the most wonderful gift. Janet made me one of her little comfort hearts. And I adore it. All right, let's think how I might build these up even with just what I have here. It just begs to be touched. I mean, it's sitting right out there in plain sight and it just begs to be touched. Which is the whole idea that you had when you designed them, I know. Let's see. Yeah, I have pink. And I'm excited to show you guys what I did with these clusters, but I can't show you yet because I can't. And I can't even tell you why I can't show you yet. But I will show you soon. So yeah, I kind of want to play around with doing things maybe a little differently. I've realized that this is kind of where I start now. I start with these and the rest of the work kind of flows out from these. And that's something I discovered about myself kind of during that week of posting those, nature garden art walk and talk kind of things. That was really an educational time for me. I'm really happy I did that because I learned some things about myself and I learned some things about my audience. I mean, you guys were awesome to give me so much support while I did that. You got a native tree in a tub outside. You decorate the real one, fake one in the house. Flimsy branches barely hold up the lights, let alone the ornaments. Yeah, I've got Christmas. What I'm going to do tonight, I think, is open all my Christmas boxes, and it's time for me to destash a lot of them because we are not decorating a huge house anymore, and my kids have all the stuff that they want from it. So it's time to kind of see about passing some of that stuff on to somebody else. And we have like 12 boxes, and I don't need 12 boxes of Christmas things. I really don't. Soon as in the next 2 hours. No, Mitzi, sorry. I have to wait because they're being, what I did with them is being shipped off to a few people, and I need to wait until they see them before I can share. But I might do another version. I think I might do another version of them sooner. So, but not today. Today, this is my bit. Well, getting all that stuff packaged up was my huge thing. I was just, what is it about packing stuff to be shipped? It just takes so much energy for me. Maybe not for everybody, but for me, it just takes so much emotional energy. And when my husband said he didn't mind doing the actual driving down and standing in line at the post office, I'm like, hallelujah, that is awesome, because that keeps me from doing it too. Mona, thank you. Yeah, this has just been a year of discovery for me, and I love, these are all my dyed fabrics, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of that in the coming months, and I'll be sharing that and do it a little more structured, whereas I think I did a lot of my fabric dyeing in the lives, and I didn't really talk much about how, I just kind of did them while you guys were watching. I've got kind of a bit of a plan to try and share more about how I'm doing them and the different ways you can dye fabric. And just using these little scraps that we cut off from things, right? There's just so much that we can still play with. And I mean, these are the ends of hymns. This was a curtain hem, but the colors that absorb, I get all excited about dyeing stuff. Hey, Joey, how are you? Jude, Cow sent me a message why I don't give my kids. Oh, geez. Forget it. Forget them. You're doing what your kids want. That's it. Hi, Jacqueline. Happy to see you. Yeah, save every bit. I got my lights going at a weird angle, and if I look up and if I kind of like pause for a minute, I think it's because I look up and I'm looking right into my lights, and that's not good. I'll need to play with those later. Is the volume okay today? I think I messed with it last time, and I think we're all right. I'm so good. I am so happy today. I am in my happy spot. And maybe by next week, I won't be doing just these, but today I wanted to calm down. Like I said, I needed to rebuild my stock. I sold off a bunch of these, which was awesome. I was going to do a pop-up sale, and I couldn't because I sold them all. Well, most of them. Sold them and used them. So let's see. I do need to color some more cheesecloth. This is the fun part. I just love playing with all the scraps. Something kind of brownish there in the wool. My thought is I start a little bigger here, and then I'm going to build up from underneath I can do it with paper. I can do it with larger pieces of fabric. I can do it with some of that leather. Oh my goodness, I got this huge stash of black leather, heavy leather, that's going to be a great base to build on. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Beth. Okay, good. Finally got the sound thing figured out. I think the autofocus, I turned it off in Logitech Capture, and then I shut Logitech Capture because StreamYard didn't like it. So I'm hoping that means that I'm not going to have that weird squiggly line thing. Yeah, these are all my colors except for maybe the pink, but lots of people like pink. Just because I don't like pink doesn't mean that I don't need to work with the pink, right? Get some variety in here. And I'm not trying to work fast. I just want to enjoy the process here. And I'm not making any Christmas stuff this year. Not making any Christmas decorations, not making any Christmas cards, not making any Christmas ornaments. I really am. I mean, I wanted to have it all done by December 1st, but I made it done by today. So I'm only a day and a half late. But having all my obligations done, getting those journals, the 60 journals done and shipped, that was huge. And of course, when I get the check, that part will be nice too. But oh, yay, Carrie, you got your journals listed. Oh, Janet, there is something so special about having scraps that come from somebody else, though. I love it. I love having scraps from other people. I've got like some of this here. This came from Annalise in Sweden. The beautiful blues. Look at that. It's so much fun to use. 'Cause, you know, it's sort of like you go to a fabric closet and suddenly, you know, even though you have 20 pieces of blue fabric, somebody else has blue fabric and it looks so much better than the one that you have. There's something about somebody else's scraps. Okay, thread a needle and sew. That will get me going. Hey, Angie and Nettie. Oh, he's getting your shelf put up today so you can organize your stuff. Nettie, that's fabulous. Yeah, getting the journals done is great, and I'm glad the organization is really happy to get them and excited about that. I just need to, if we're going to do it next year, because there was supposed to be 180 of them this year. Where's my threads? Here we go. And because of COVID, of course, everything changed. So I only did one batch of 60. Well, let's see here. What am I going to sew first? Let's do the blue. And I realize I can't charge them more because it's a nonprofit. So I need to figure out a different version of doing them that is not quite so time intense for me. That's my next step. I know you have wanted that shelf for a while, Nettie. Has everybody gone and checked out what Angie's doing now? How she has put some of her absolutely beautiful art on things like, you know, leggings. You can get Angie's mixed media art on your leggings and phone cases and little purses and all kinds of, oh my goodness. You go to her website. Is that the best way they could do it? Angie, is go to your website and get the link off of there. Well, I thought I picked one with a big hole, but now let's see. How long will it take Susan to thread a needle? A while. That's the only part about doing these things on camera. Woo! Got it in 2 tries. That's awesome. Oh, Angie, your stuff is absolutely beautiful. And, you know, I've been playing around with an offshoot of that kind of idea, and I just haven't followed through on it. And so I was so excited to see what you're doing and that people can go buy your beautiful art. So if you go to Mountain Girl Studio, is there a link from there that they can go see all the because there's a lot of options. I don't remember everything that's available, but I know there's a lot of things that you can buy. Some great gift ideas. All right, before I stitch this, let's see if we can get some more fraying happening. So yesterday was my first session in the workshop with Lennon Bone about standing up and standing out and kind of trying to be my more authentic self online and with my community and building, and as a result, hopefully building my audience to be true fans, which those of you that come up here with me on Wednesdays, I feel like you guys are my true fans because you're so supportive. And it was an interesting session. Good exercises, a lot of self-exploration happening already. Oh, thanks, Jude. Victoria. And Victoria has relaunched herself. Oh, see, Zoe says this is awesome for you. And I need to know, I'm going to ask you this again, to put you on the spot, Victoria. Do you want to be called Victoria? Do you want to be called Vicky? Do you want to be called Minxie? I know you say you answer to a whole lot of other things, but I want to know what you really want to be called as. All right. And the rebranding, that's, sometimes it's a scary thing to do because it's getting people to look at you maybe in a slightly different way. And I think it's going to be awesome. Let's see. Let's stitch the fabric first. I'm wondering if that's the right shade of blue. That's going to be fine. And next week I will definitely get better at my getting my setup here. I have so much cleanup to do. The video I did on showing the mess in the studio, that's only one room. That is not the mess that is out here on the table where I film. It is not the mess on the table where I paint. It is not the mess in the garage studio that I'm trying to get set up for the eco dyeing and stuff in the wintertime. So there's a lot of cleanup that has to be done. Okay, so if you go to Mountain Girl Studio, all the links are there for Angie. You have been so busy. Everybody, it seems like, is putting out so much stuff. And now that my crazy has calmed down, I can go check out what other people have been doing more. I am going to have to go out and do some work in the garden, though, in the next week or two. Before we get the rains, I've got stuff to get in the ground. I have 3 grape cuttings I took from my in-laws this year, and they all took, so I can finally get the grapes in the ground, and I really want to have grapes for both dyeing and leaves for using stuff. Oh, you're setting up a new craft room, Beth. That's awesome. What is going to be your favorite thing in the new craft room? I have to do some rearranging in mine because what I realize I don't have is a place for finished projects. And if I was just doing journals, that's one thing, I can kind of put them on a shelf or even put them in a box. But working on canvases, you kind of need to have a place for them. So I kind of have to figure out, I'd like to hang some. And that's not exactly something I want to put out in the garage. Yes, Angie's artwork on leggings. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's like a double win, right? Because who doesn't love leggings? Wow, I like this. It's really funny when I'll be working on something and it's like, wow, I'm really happy with the way that's coming together. And I've got a bunch of scraps now after doing all those journals, and I want to make some more of the journals like I did for the giveaway. Really want to do some more of those. It was really, thank you to the people that shared their reaction videos, getting them. Wait a minute here. I need to go back. Checking on my chat. Okay. Whatever people feel comfortable calling you. Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, you have to go with where people can find you. I know. That's why I opted to stick with my name rather than go with poppiness. Also, because a lot of people know me from my writing world. They know my name, from that. And so I don't want to cut them out because they are some of my audience as well. Beth, you're going to have space in designated areas. Isn't that awesome? Just to be able to, when I set up one desk and said, that's my painting desk, that sort of like totally changed my way of looking at how I was going to work because I didn't have to put stuff away all the time. So everybody's all clear at your house, Victoria? That's good. I'm sorry. In my brain, you are Victoria. That's maybe I love that name. I think that might be part of it. But you're having a designated space for your things. And I was happy when I did my last reorg, I freed up one of my 3-tiered carts. And because I love to work on these little clustery things all the time, I filled 2 of the shelves of the cart just with the stuff for that. And so I can, quickly clean off this desk to make another video. And all my stuff has a place where I can get to it again. All right, that's the first layer. Now I want to put something else on it. I don't know if I want any sari on there or not. Ooh, I like that dark. But maybe not so much of it. Just cut a little piece. This is all just play, and that's the whole idea with this is let's just play and see what we like. I'm not rushing to get a certain number of these done. My stiff stuff. I realize that once I have them done, when I decide to use them on something else, then I can decide if I want to put twigs and moss and other things in there as well. Kind of like it. Jude, you are on the ball today. Thank you so much for sharing for everybody. Let's see. Let's combine a few of these little fuzzies. Oh, and some thread. Let's not forget the thread. Hey, Midge. Happy to see you here today. Hope your day is filled with awesome. All right, so if we put this under, I'm going to cut these guys and kind of pull them around. Yeah, I think that's better. Pull it down. Don't want it all so even. There's too many of them. I like this. All right. You're at work, but nothing to do. Ooh, and Janet, you're at work, right? Oh, I know what I didn't put on here that I like to put on here. One more thing here. We want a little bit of this ropey stuff. That's the technical term, ropey stuff, right? There's something about the texture of this that I just really love. Tear it all apart. I don't think that curve's going to quite work. I think this was from an old plant hanger ages ago. So I wanted to go back and say again, thank you to those of you that that shared your reaction videos of receiving the journals, because it was almost like I was watching you receive something that somebody else had made. So it was kind of eye-opening for me. And of course, I love your enthusiasm. But it was a good experience for me to see it after not seeing them for a little while and see what people thought. Because I think as artists, I don't think I'm the only person that doesn't value my own work as much as I should. I know I'm not the only person. Ooh, if it's so much there, then we don't see the other cool stuff. I don't want to miss the other cool stuff. Do it at an angle. Yeah. Journal cover is nice. I want to get back to journals, but I'm not going to rush. I'm giving myself the month of December to just sort of play. That might be playing on journal. Well, I'm sure it'll be some playing with journals, but it's going to be playing with a lot of things. And I've got a few new kits to finish up and get in the shop. Any news on the Facebook group? No, not yet, Nettie. I'm kind of debating a couple ways to do that. I just, we're all in so many groups now that I hesitate to start one and have people, feel like they're drawn in so many different directions. And then there's the maintenance of it. Although I know you guys said you would help out. I'm debating whether, and this might make some people angry, and I'm sorry, but I was thinking about, well, maybe that might be, I don't do Patreon, but it might be a membership group, and I could offer some perks in the group. If I did it at a low price at $5 a month and just kept it at that. So I'm just kind of exploring. I don't want to jump into anything and not be able to follow through on it. And I don't want to make a bunch of people mad. And I have to remember, this is also a business. And so I'm just kind of trying to weigh things out as to what's best for me and still give you guys good value. It's hard. It's hard sometimes. Yeah, Patreon is a good way. And then there's the YouTube memberships, which I figure if people are already here, they're used to that. And I'm in a couple of YouTube memberships that are just, $4.99 a month. And then it gives you a private Facebook group. And then within the group, then the guy does like a private live stream for members only. And then I was thinking I might do some graphics that would be just for members. So there'd be, perks that way. I could easily commit to a members only live stream or a members only Zoom or something like that. But just trying, I don't want to overcommit myself, which is why I haven't followed up on a couple of other projects right now, is because I realized how stressed I was getting those 60 journals done. And I just kind of want to make sure that I have time to do my art. You can spend so much time doing social media that you don't spend enough time doing your art. But I think now my husband and I have figured out the balance between, since he's working from home, and how I can do my stuff that I want to do that I need quiet for. Oh, I like this one. This one came out nice. Thanks, Angie. It's a scary thing though, right? When it's something I haven't done before, it's like, oh, but yeah, you and I might need to talk later. It's just trying to figure out the right decisions. And that's kind of one of these workshops that I'm taking right now, is just to kind of help me think more like a business. And not everybody arts for business, and that's fine too. But that is what I do, since I'm not writing anymore. All right, I think that's done. Janet, this makes me think of your seaweed. Oh, and I had a question for Janet, and I think Jude, you work with seaweed sometimes too. Do you guys like dry it out and then stitch it when it's dry? Do you do anything, do you worry about a smell? Those of you that have worked with seaweed, any of you that's done work with seaweed, I'm curious about that. I want to get myself out to the beach soon. All right. I am very happy with that. Let's see if I can shred that just a little bit at the end. Nah, I won't worry about that right now. Okay, 1. It took a half an hour. That's fine. This is not a race. This is not a race. Okay, green, because you know me, green, love green. Oh, Angie, that's kind of you. Thank you. You're doing a December daily and you don't have Christmas stuff. Whoops. Yeah, that makes it a little bit harder to come up with the Christmas angle, huh? You stitched it once it had dried. Okay, so Janet says she stitched the seaweed once it had dried. It didn't have a smell. Great. Yeah, I didn't think so, but you know, I always ask. I remember when I was in, I don't know, 2nd or 3rd grade, and we had the show and tell was a big thing, and we went to the tide pools one weekend. My mom and one of her friends and I went, and I brought home, wouldn't do it now because we know better, but I brought home a starfish in a bucket to take to show and tell. And of course, did not have enough of the ocean water in it, and the starfish died, and the smell was absolutely atrocious. It was many years ago. I'd never do something like that now. I don't know why my mom let me do that, but because there certainly wasn't any place. So Jude says with the seaweed, she washes it to get the salt and stuff out and hang it to dry. Okay, good. Yeah, well, it's not summer here, but this might be my best time to be able to go gather some seaweed. I'm setting up a drying section in the garage because I've got a lot of plants that I need to either remove or move, and a lot of pruning to be done. So I'll get stuff out into the garage. If I do that, you're not going to see it all. So maybe we don't need as much of that as we thought. Trying not to make them super thick because I don't know where they will end up. But I have a feeling that these are going to end up more on 3D projects. Now let's put that one under and over. No, then I can't see that dark stain, and I really like that dark stain. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. You don't need to be chatty. You can just hang out and lurk and get to know people because we have enough chatty people here today. Although Brenda's not here. Where's Brenda? She's probably working on all those commissions she got last week. Lorna was going to take a nap, so she needed to recharge her batteries. That's why she's not here today. Sometimes you think you got it, and sometimes you don't. I need to dye some more lace. I am running out of lace. Unreal. Well, not running out of lace, but running out of lace that's already dyed in the colors that I like to use. Need something. Oh, my fuzzy. Where's my fuzzy wool? What color? Something kind of dark. I need to tell myself I don't need more wool, but every time I see it, I want to buy more because I love it. But, I don't use a ton of it, so it lasts me a while, but I just love it. Just adds that little wispy look to things. All right, let's pile some sisal on. You're multitasking, huh, Victoria? That's awesome. I did 2 videos, one where I finished up the journals. I will post that where I finished up the journals, but I have to do the voiceover on it. And I know not everybody's crazy about voiceovers, but it is what it is. And that's one way I was able to do a video. So now that I'm getting stuff a little bit more out. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Maybe we want a little something, something in the center. A little bit of green threads, maybe. Yeah. Just going to pile that up. But yeah, my plan is to work during the daytime and record the video. And then while we're watching TV in the evenings, I can get all the editing done. And then when the TV goes off, I can record the voiceover and upload it before I go to bed. So that's the plan. We'll see if I can make that work, but I have one almost ready to go. Oh, and Diane's missing today too. Hey, Terry. Hello. Angora. Yeah. Oh. When I start playing with stuff like this, I'm trying not to think about a lot of fibers that I got rid of years ago. You can't look back because you're not going that way. But still, sometimes I'm like, oh, why did I get rid of that? Why did I get rid of this? Why did I get rid of that? Possum fur. Ooh. You must get some fabulous fibers to work with, considering that your husband is a taxidermist, dude. That's just, you must have some really cool things. Okay, I am liking this, and I probably should, well, let's see if we can get it all to stitch in one shot. I don't know. We'll start in the center and see what we get. Okay, this green one, yeah, I might just have to work on upsizing these on the next video, like tomorrow, because I like this. Yeah, the only possums I see are when they play dead in the yard when Zoe goes after them in the evenings. And I want them to be left alone, of course, because they eat the ticks, and we are, it's wet, foggy, damp all the time here now, and the ticks, every time Zoe comes in the house, we have to go over her for ticks, and there's always, every single time, 2 or 3 ticks that are on her. On the plus side, she is all white, so it is easier to see the ticks than when we had a dog that was black and brown. But I hate ticks. Oh. Oh, really? Possum fur is good money. Interesting. So is it very soft? For some reason, I was thinking it was coarse. Jude, have you, or anybody, has any of you made your own cordage, your own rope from things in your yard? That's something I want to explore. Found a couple of videos I need to sit down and watch. Oh, yeah, your New Zealand possums are going to be different than our little ones that we have here in the States. Very soft like Angora. Wow. All right, I'll have to look it up. Oh, Cheryl, so what kind of things do you like to create with wool? I confess, I get my wool on Etsy, or I have a friend that sent me a bunch of different colors, earthy colors. And I'm very grateful to get that, because, if I start looking at wool on Etsy, I look up and I have way too much in my bag. My linen should be here any day now. I ordered a bunch of linen from a gal in Lithuania, because I just couldn't find stuff here, and I'm not going to the thrift shops. And there's just something about adding a little bit of a wool or angora or some specialized fiber, some interesting fiber that just, it doesn't take much. It's not super thick. If you put it in a book, it's going to flatten out and not take up a lot of room, but it just adds so much. Cedar bark rope cordage. Ooh. Wait a minute here. Getting caught up. Yeah, Nettie, ticks, ick. Terry, yikes. I had no idea. Flax. I should probably look and see if I could grow flax here, because that would probably be an easy one to work with. And willow. Yeah, willow would be great. I have got to find, I think my in-laws down by their creek have got some willows, and I really need to go take some cuttings. Cedar bark rope cordage. Wow, I have not done anything with cedar. I'm wondering, I could probably do it with redwood bark. Oh, so you have tons of cedar trees. Wow. I'm looking in my yard now at things and trying to decide what would be good things to save for trying to work with the cordage, to make into cordage. So do you dry it and then you re-wet it when you're going to use it as cordage, or the long pine needles? Oh, yeah, I need to look at some more things with pine needles. I've made brushes out of pine needles, and I add them to some art when I can glue them down, because they get so brittle, they break really easily. I don't have super long ones, but we do have a volunteer pine that's going to have to come out, and I don't want to lose all those needles. I'm going to save all of those. This stuff is just loose enough. I got to make sure I catch it. You just made some charcoal with willow branches. Ooh, wow. I have not made charcoal yet. Oh, you make animals. Oh, so like the felted animals. Is that it, Cheryl? I love those. Mona, you go with the First Nations people to harvest on live trees. Wow. You do basket weaving. Pine needles make a good dye? Oh, okay. I can do that too. Yeah, happy mail of different fibers you may have never come across. So true. Because then you go to use them and you get to do something completely different, and the person that sent you them sees you doing something that maybe they hadn't thought of doing. Okay, I'm really loving this one. Really loving this one. So Mona, you go and you harvest the cedar bark, and then you have to strip it into the right widths, I would guess, and then you let it dry, and then when you go to use it, you dampen it to use it. That's a little bit that I've been reading, but I would assume that everything would have to be dampened to become more flexible to make things. So maybe just a couple stitches over here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go gather some pine needles for dye. I need to get a hot plate so that I can be doing this stuff. Right now I've been using the barbecue grill, and I'd rather not go through all the propane. So I need to order. I've got it in my cart. I just haven't clicked buy yet. And then I can set up the dye stuff out in the garage. Soak in warm water. Okay. All right, Nettie, you be sure and post pictures later so we can see your shelf and how you're getting organized. So you soak in warm water. Yeah. Okay. That's what I figured. I've got a lot of carex, which is a type. It's not a grass, but it's, like a grass, bunch grass. and I've got a ton of that, and that's kind of probably where I'm going to start experimenting, because they're long. They're about, I don't know, 18, 20 inches long. I've got a bunch of it that I have to cut out this year, and it regrows very easily, so I don't feel like I'm doing any kind of destruction. So the dried needles would work as a dye too. Okay. I'm definitely going to do that. I would assume, just like you would when, I make dye out of acorns. Same thing. You just boil it down until you get the color you want. Let's see. I think we just need a little bit here just to make sure this doesn't plop around too much. Well, now I'm going to want to get into the closet and get some of my dyed fabrics that are larger, because these are going to be neat. But I can picture taking this and putting it on, something that's even larger. That changes the look yet again. And I can build up if I had something even larger on top of that. Sedge, thank you. That was the word I was looking for. I have carex as a sedge. So Jude says the base of the pine needles have a wax on them. Cut it off as well as it will wax up the water. Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And that would not make a good dye if you had all that in there. You harvest sedge, pine needle, shoregrass. And now that I have all my chores done and all my obligations done, and hubby just came back from the post office, so the stuff is mailed, I can go forage, and it's not raining yet. I have a couple friends that live in different wooded areas. One out on maybe she's got some of the different shore grasses. One lives out in the dunes, so she's got different grasses than I do. Okay, that's attached there. All right. Oh, it only took 15 minutes. Making me happy. Happy. They're like your hearts, Janet. You want to touch them. All right, let's do this kind of neutral one. Exactly. It's amazing what is available in the natural world. Terry, you wanted some acorns, and I forgot what you said. Did you want them that had the caps on? Or did you want loose caps? Tell me what you want, because I have saved up a bunch of acorns, and I was going to send you some. Our Coast Live Oaks, we've got huge acorns, and I just keep going out and gathering them whenever I see them, and all the broken ones I put in a bucket, and those are the ones that I use for ink. They don't have to be perfect. Hey, Patty. Exactly, Jude. 2020 has taught a lot of us to, use what we can find in nature and not go buy. And as a result, hopefully, maybe not everybody, when things go back to our new normal, not everybody's going to go back to a consumer mindset. Grandfather Beard Mars. I'll have to look that up. We have a lot of lichen, and I don't have any of my natural materials out here on purpose right now. Normally, I would be stitching, those of you that haven't been here before, normally I would be stitching leaves and moss and lichen and twigs into these. But because I have a different plan for these larger ones, I'm not doing that at this stage. So, okay, Terry wants caps. All right. We're here. We're still here for a while. Oh, Angie, let's talk. Let me know. Do you want acorns? Do you need perfect acorns, or do you want broken ones for making ink? Let me know, and I'll happily send you some acorns. You don't need to pay me for them. I'll send you some. Just let me know what you want. It's almost like that, but I don't really like that on there. Maybe it belongs on something else. All right, let's put this aside. I want to work on this one because I want more big things. More big. Wow, when I lived in Louisiana, they had the Spanish moss hanging from the big trees in the parks and stuff all the time. It was gorgeous. I wasn't into art then. Otherwise, I probably would have gathered up as much of it as I could. Oh, which means I should probably talk to some friends that still live in Louisiana and see. Yeah, send me a note, Andy, or a message on Facebook and let me know what you want, and we will get you set up. Happily so. Let's see. How about some lace? Sometimes lace feels like it's a forced effort on these things, like it just doesn't really belong. And I don't know. What do you think? Does the lace work on there, or does the lace not work on there?
But it's so likely that it showed it's in IV.
I'm just not sure. So well, tell me, Angie, what you want to do. Do you want to make ink, or are you doing you're going to just have it to play with? And then I will go gather some stuff up. Maybe it's too. Jude is the best, isn't she? Maybe it's something that's not so solid. I don't want things that look perfect. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't like the black. Nope, not liking it. Green's not going to go on there. Yeah, it does take time. I don't know about you, but me now it's like, oh, bend down, pick up. I like it when they're all piled up in one spot. But we should have a few days. Okay, I'm not feeling the love on this one. How come I'm not feeling the love? I want to do a big one, but does it need another color on there? The plan is not coming together. How come? How come? What am I missing here? Purple. I need purple. Okay, let's see. What do I have? My purple ones are small. I don't have any purple lace out, but see if we can get some shredded happen. Yeah, it's too perfect. Let's see. All right. Something here is a little less perfect. Well, my squirrels still leave a lot. For the last couple months, I have spent very little time outside, which is not like me. I've just been really focused in here and said I'm just celebrating having all my obligations done. So what if we add, no, rusted fabric is so hard for me to fray, and it's hard to sew through. All right, maybe we build up from here. They'll get less perfect as we layer them. Burlap. Still not loving it.
Okay, I don't care about the IBSC.
Needle felting. That is what you do, Cheryl. Oh, I adore needle felting. Can't do it. Don't have the patience for it. But oh man, I love it. Oh, wait a minute. What am I missing here? Yeah, I'm going to see if the squirrels left any walnuts at my neighbor's. I was able to get walnut leaves, but I think the squirrels, they do not leave any. We used to have black walnut trees when I was a kid. And I heard you, Terry, lime green. We'll try the green. And I used to go to school with stained hands when we gathered up all the walnuts. Except I don't want to go back to the green. I just did a green one. I really want to make this one slightly different. My in-laws have one walnut tree, but it's kind of pathetic. I don't have something the right size, I think is what the problem is on here. The center part. You needle felt gnomes, Angie? Wow. Victoria's back. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. We're going to get here. We're going to figure this one out. I'm not going to bother fraying it unless I know I'm going to keep it, but I like that combo. Just needs something else. And I did not bring all my something else's out here. Normally I do. Literally, it was whatever I could find after packing stuff to get shipped and trying to find boxes big enough for the stuff that had to go out, and then realizing that a couple of boxes were going to Europe, and I wanted to make sure that if they got rained on, that the stuff wasn't going to get wet. So I had to unpack it and start over again. Wah, 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 wah. All right. It's hanging down, but we need to fray the edges. I love that I can go shopping in my studio, that I don't have to buy. I got so much of this fabric and just dyed with so many different things. I'm glad you mentioned the walnuts, Angie, because now I'll know I got to walk out there. Their property butts up against ours, and I go buy it and I don't have a container, so I can only take a few leaves at the time. And I need to go get the maple leaves are falling off the trees, and we don't have any right here, but we can take a little drive and pick some up off the side of the road, which really motivates me to get back to work in the garage, because that's where all these things have to move. And if I move all my leaves that are in the studio out to the garage, I will actually have a couple of empty shelves, which would be really nice. I could use the room. Okay, I like that side there. Let that just kind of bunch up there. I need some stuff hanging here. This is not maybe dark enough. That's okay. I think these are Teabag strings. Yeah. They might not fray quite as easily. That's probably not something you want to watch me fray on camera. That'll take me a while. Let's just go back to old reliable. Let's make it kind of long. Oh, you know what? Thank you, Janet. You know what? I don't even, well, let's see. Mine, I guess. Oh, because I'm on here, I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, make sure you're on live chat. And I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, I think if I was going to start another collection, I would be collecting felted little miniature animals. I've got a collection of glass animals that I had all my life. I started collecting when I was a kid. And I realized they're just kind of sitting in a box on the shelf. They don't really go with my aesthetic anymore. And I think I'm about ready to maybe sell them off. And then maybe I'll start collecting little felted animals. That seems to go more with my organic look now. I just love what this does. There we go. Now we're not seeing all the rectangles. Now it's getting a little more interesting. And what color wool do we have? The rusty stuff. I'm dying to grab a twig. And it's like, no, I'm going to stick with my idea. I'm not going to put those sorts of things on right now. We will wait. What else do we have over here? So how long does it take you to felt a gnome, Angie? And Cheryl, how long does it take you to felt an animal? It always seems like it would be something that takes forever. But it's probably because I don't know what I'm doing, sort of like making cordage. So Angie or Jude, you guys, somebody might know the answer to this. I saw a video the other day that I thought was really a lot of fun. It was a gal had taken leaves and it looked like she was using fresh leaves, which is what surprised me. And she was, just molding them, basically gluing fresh leaves. And I started thinking that maybe there was going to be some kind of mold happening, because I've always dried mine and then they kind of rehydrate when I put the glue on. But have you glued fresh leaves, and has that been a problem? This piece is going to need one of my tumbled rocks, I think, in it. All right, need to get a different color thread. This one might need a couple different threads. Well, Cheryl was lurking. She's if you're wondering why she's not chatting a lot, she's kind of lurking as she's getting to know all of us here. Find out if we're her kind of crazy. Speaking only for me and Jude here in the crazy town. Although Angie is a visitor, crazy town. I will save you a spot in the corner. I don't know, Janet, are you part of crazy town? Maybe. Maybe so. So what are you doing with the coffee beans, Mona?
Okay, but that still doesn't, I'm still confused because when I copied the.
Oh, Cheryl, if you give Jude the name of your shop, she can put a link in there. Yeah, I don't want the mold getting into it. It seems to me that you would need to let them dry, and then they rehydrate when you put the glue on them. But Carrie, okay, Carrie's got a seat in Crazy Town.
I don't expect you to have that like the top URL.
Yeah, I mean, I dry my leaves. Like before I do them with eco dyeing, I dry them and then they get rehydrated before I put them in the bundles. All right, we got to get rid of that straight edge. All right, this one's going to need a couple different colors, I think, but I'm going to get that wool stitched down. Oh yeah, the color always changes. Somebody asked me about how to keep you know, they were doing something with leaves and they wanted to keep the color, and I've never managed to keep the color when working with fresh leaves.
Wait, Honorata, did you send them this link or did you send them the previous page?
But you can, if you're, you know, working with the dried leaves, you can color the leaves as you want. I've used alcohol markers to add more green to leaves. Hey, Sharon, you finally got up and decided to join us, huh? Nettie, you want to be mayor of Crazy Town? Okay. Let's see. I'm not so sure that I want, well, okay. I'm just going to let the stitches go. For some reason, I stopped myself. I want to not show the stitching on here, and it shouldn't matter. It's part of the process, right? I am really enjoying going larger on these. These are going to be really fun to build up. And they're not going to go into a journal. They're going to have to be a wall piece. And I don't know whether I want to do them as a flat wall hanging, or I've got a bunch of canvases out in the garage that I want to use up. So
I'm pretty sure Sarah said it was just the US. We asked about Canada and Sarah was like, no, US.
yeah, Cheryl, whatever the name of your shop is, just type it in and then Jude can go find it and make the link. Well, I'm glad you were in a hurry to join. We didn't talk about you much before you got here, not too much. What are you working on today, Sharon? I'm celebrating finishing projects. That's like huge for me. Yes, I got them all finished. Thank you. And they should be delivered to one of the gals in charge today, which means I'll be getting paid sometime soon, which is always nice too. Yeah, I discovered working on them this year because I did them last year too. And this year I was supposed to have 180 of them, and it turned out to only be 60 because, of course, of COVID. But if I don't have a firm deadline, maybe somebody else is really good at self-imposed deadlines, but I tend to just procrastinate so much. Yeah, Carrie, put your shop name in there so Jude can find it. Anybody else that has a shop they want to promote, Jude will grab the links for you. I'm all about let's share the love. Oh yeah, I let the stitching showing on the back. I never worry about that anymore. But the front, I wasn't sure that I wanted to see a line of stitches here, but then I know that I'm going to put moss and twigs and things on there, so I need to just not worry like that. It's okay. Maybe a bead, maybe a washer. I'm thinking about putting a little notice out on our local next door thing and see if there's anybody cleaning out their garage and see if I can get any rusty bits. I have some, but you know, it's the same thing like scraps and things. Something that came from somebody else's house is so much more exciting. Oh, these are going to be so much fun to play with tomorrow. You building your ephemera stash? Yep. What's funny is I built up a really big ephemera stash when I did the series of Make-A-Head videos. And then I realized I was going a different way, and because I did a whole bunch of vintage stuff, and the journals I've been making have not been really vintage. So all that ephemera will be going into the kits that hopefully I'll be able to be doing now. All right, now we're going to come in behind just to make sure things stay down, because I really don't want to put any glue in any of these. They don't need glue. Yeah, I need to go down to the, we don't have a lot of pavement around here, but there's the one little shopping area where I need to go and see if there's anything there. I watched a couple of interviews lately with different artists, and I love the common thread that we all have is, you know, we walk around with our eyes down on the ground, seeing what it is we can find to pick up and bring home. We all do that. All right, this one I know I don't want the stitch though all the way at the top. So let's just stitch. I don't think that wool's going to go anywhere. Hey, Maria. So happy to see you. You've been on my mind. I hope you're doing okay. We haven't caught up in chat for a while. Glad to see you here, though. Sharon, we've got a lot of lichen. I don't have a lot of moss growing that's large enough to collect. So if I want moss to use in a project, I buy it. Well, I still have a big stash I bought from Etsy years ago. I'm kind of thinking I might look for some different kinds of moss. Angie's husband just brought her back 3 buckets of rusty bits. Oh my goodness. Yeah, when we first moved here, we discovered that they never went to the dump. The original people that built this was kind of like a cabin, and they just buried everything in the yard. But I didn't find any good stuff. I do find pieces of pottery. Every so often I'll dig a hole and I'll find a little, broken pieces of crockery, and I save all of that. I want to do a mosaic in the ground just outside the studio door. So I have that. Okay, I think that's done. I'm going to call that done. And I've got a bunch of rusty bits that I was using in my eco printing, and then I sorted through them because I wanted to use them in projects. So now I have less there, and it's okay. I don't need that. Somebody asked a question. Wait a minute. We have a parking lot garage garbage jar in your office. That's true. There used to be a lot of things in the parking lots. I remember that. Yeah, you can make moss. It's the milk and yogurt or something. Isn't that it, Jude? Yogurt and something? I can't remember. It's been a while. I have a couple jars of it. Oh, I like this one. So I don't even have a stick here that I can show you, but you can imagine, right? You take this and again, I don't have any of my bigger fabrics here, but it could go on something bigger. Well, not that, because that's ugly. These are making me so happy. Definitely sticks and washers and what's it's on top of them. Okay, let's see. I got a little bit of time. I can keep going. I can do another one. Where was that piece of this that I really liked? This one maybe will be a little smaller. Yogurt. Yeah, that's it. Yogurt. Google eyes. Not quite my design aesthetic, but I can see where that would happen. Let's do that. Okay. Can you picture that? The Google eyes on there. Yep. Totally. It sort of looks like a gnome, right? You put the little hat on him. There's his beard coming down. I just want to have these bases that then I can build up. Okay. I've got a little bit of blue here. I wonder if I have enough blue thread. I do not have enough blue thread. We'll have to rethread that. But and I'm so grateful you guys don't mind if I'm doing the same thing week after week. Just hanging out, being real, chatting with friends, getting the support, giving the support as much as you get it. And I love that you guys rally around one another in support. I don't even want to think about how many threads I've thrown away over the years before I started doing this. That would be depressing. Don't think about it. Let's see. What do we want? What else do we want? This is a different, this kind of got a rusty Sicily look, so we can add that. Maybe burlap. I don't know. Burlap always seems to go with everything, right? Plus you have the cabins to pick through. Wow. Your place is just amazing, Angie. So much inspiration all around you. It's no wonder you do the type of art you do with all that inspiration, which is definitely, you know, I think the best kind of art when it's inspired by our sense of place, our roots. It shows up in our art. Oh, Cheryl, I'm so glad that you joined us today. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of editing my stuff. I don't edit a lot of my stuff. I mean, I'll probably edit more now while I'm doing the voiceovers, but not a lot. It's just you get me. You get me as I am, and you deal with it, and you do deal with it wonderfully. Bye, Maria. Take care. Hey, Arlene. Happy to see you here. Hope you are having a great day today. What are you working on? Tell us about it. Let's see. Keep wanting to use this blue, and that one doesn't want to go there. I love this. This is not wool. This is the weird spider web stuff that the dollar store sells around Halloween. And I put ink on it, and it's got a different texture now, which is just a lot of fun to work with. Okay, and now I want some of this stuff. Guys, this feels like my happy place right here, just working on these. I could make these all day long, and I probably will for a while. Oh, geology. Yeah. We live, in an area of granite, so there's not a whole lot of interesting pieces of granite, unfortunately. It all kind of looks the same once you dig back. Oh, Victoria, you were brave and went live with your design group. That's great. Your design team group. That is wonderful. Yeah, you just, so did you use one of the Facebook rooms? I haven't done those yet. Been thinking about it, but I haven't messed with them yet. Arlene's working on Happy Mail for a lady that needs a smile. That's wonderful. Oh, you edit out the pondering bit? I make you guys suffer through it. It was really strange to be working on a project yesterday knowing I was going to do a voiceover. I wasn't talking because my husband had his meetings going on. And it was very strange. And I thought, oh, wow, I can, I can stop this now. I can just hit pause and come back to it. But at least it means I can get something done. Now that's a matter of what goes on what layer. Maybe this goes behind. No. Burlap has to go next. See, and then I do that, and then maybe it's too much. Maybe it comes more at an angle. Yeah. Like it more at an angle. Do we want a little bit of blue in there or not? So if there's anybody that wants to do a guest design team project, wants to play with any of my kits, just take a look at my shop and let me know what it is you like. And I'm happy to send you some stuff to play with, as long as you'll do a video showing what you do, what you create. Let's see here. Need a dark blue thread, I think, on this. It's a different shade of blue. I'm not so sure that that's right. Maybe we should just do the brown. Decisions. Yeah, maybe we'll do the brown. That'll work. Well, that's good practice, Victoria, and that's exactly the way to do it. You just need to do it. You just need to put yourself out there and remember, when we're doing videos or we're doing lives, everybody that's showing up, they want you to succeed. They don't show up thinking you're going to stink. They show up thinking you're going to be awesome, and so you're already halfway there. You've already won just by showing up. I know, isn't that a great blue? And I don't have the right shade of thread, so we're going to accent it with this brown. Yeah, the pondering lets you know that you're not alone, that we all have that kind of a suffering. We all wonder what to do next. And well, you guys watch me ponder right here. It's like, well, is this right? Is that right? And look at what a difference it made. Okay, let's take this off for a sec. There's nothing wrong with that. That looked fine. That's absolutely fine. But boy, put some of that blue on top, and doesn't it just pop? It just pops. Love it, love it, love it. But I do want to get those little white threads out of there. They don't quite go. One more. I really need to get to see the eye doctor and see if I can get some glasses that will work for this kind of up close work. I think I need 3 different sets of glasses. I never quite adjusted to the, what are they called? The progressives. I tried. Did Diane show up and did I miss her sneaking in here? Wait a minute here. I gotta go back. Hey, Diane. Oh, I hear you on the days of the week. I did not tell you guys the horrible, sad thing that I did the day after Thanksgiving. I had signed up for an art class with an artist that I very much admire, and it was on Zoom, and it is not recorded, and it's a 5-week class, and the first class started the day after Thanksgiving, and I had lost all track of what day of the week it was, which is ridiculous because my husband's working from home all the time, but I lost track and I did not show up for my first class. I was so devastated. I cried for a couple hours. I was so upset because I'd been so looking forward to the class. I mean, there's more classes and she's been very gracious about it, but I was so upset. Yeah, I can't do the graduated lenses, Sharon. I tried. And I don't mind changing lenses, but right now I'm at the point where none of them work right. I've got the one pair for driving, but I don't drive anywhere anymore. My husband does all the driving, bless his heart. And I really don't like to drive at night, so I'm glad I'm not doing any of that. See, one thing that's going to bug me is this little curvy thing here. That makes it look a little too perfect. Just going to cut that. Yeah, I like that better. This one I'm just stabbing all over the place because I don't know that I'm going to get everything. Yeah, Jude, it was not good. It was with Alice Fox. Some of you may know her, and I was so looking forward to the class, and I was I was just devastated. And my poor husband, who loves to fix things for me, there wasn't anything he could fix. You know, it wasn't a broken something that he could fix for me. It was just, I just messed up. Oh, the challenge is awesome, Diane. We did the first one yesterday, and wow, I am really enjoying it. It's a diverse group of people. We have artists, we have musicians. I think there's a dancer, music producer, musicians, DJs. So some really fascinating people. And everybody is, you know, stretching themselves out of their comfort zone. So it's really good. Yeah, Sharon, you get it. It was just oh, it was so hard. But she does offer a one-on-one mentoring. So I signed up for that, and I will meet with her on Friday to get caught up on what I missed on that first class. And then next month, well, this month, December, we have another one. I think there's 5 sessions. But you know, you miss that first class, and you know, so you miss all that. Everybody's new, and then I'll be the new kid in class that screwed up. But like I said, she's a lovely, lovely lady and very gracious, and I'm very much looking forward to the rest of the classes. No weird lines. Okay, thank you. I'm glad for that. I thought all I needed to do was go on StreamYard via my Logic Capture software, because then I knew I could turn off the autofocus, but it won't see the camera if I do that. I still have to come in just through StreamYard. But I turned it off in my Logic Capture software and then went live, and it seemed to stay off. I tried to see if I could autofocus, or see if I could make it do the autofocus, and it didn't. So yeah, yay. You need to go, Carrie. Okay, thank you so much for popping in when you could. Hang in there. Oh, Arlene. Oh dear, that's a way to tell who's who and what day of the week it is. If, yeah, people take off for Saturday or Sunday church, and now you're home all the time and you can't tell what day of the week it is. Everybody's home because it's all the same. Well, I made a knot, and I'm not quite sure how I can incorporate that. We can get that out. Usually my thread was too long, right? That's what happened. The thread was way too long. Let's see. We might have to see if we can hide this knot. I don't know. Maybe there's enough that if I cut it. Okay, I'm going to try 2 things. First, we're going to try cutting very close to the knot. No, I won't be able to do that because there's too much there. All right, we're going to cut the knot. And I was so close to the end. It always happens like that, so close to the end. And pull it through the other side. Since my needle's still threaded, I'm just going to make the knot here on the back side. Come on, one more knot, and I'll go back and weave these threads in. Diane, what happened? Why did she scold you? That's crazy. Being able to rescue books that are just going to be destroyed. It's awesome. And see all that, and I really only needed to do like maybe one more stitch down here, but oh well. Okay, I'm loving every one of these today. And when I add the sticks and lichen and moss, it's just going to be even better. Well, this is definitely an ugly backside, but oh well. I'm not going to worry about it. You're probably not going to see the backside. Yeah. All right, let's see if I can get one more done. That'll give me 5 for the day. That'll feel good. Oh, Diane, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. So frustrating to get that kind of non-support. You have to go be Pioneer Woman and help chop some wood. Okay, Angie, I'm glad you were able to pop in for a little bit, and we'll be chatting later. I will put together some acorns for you. We'll talk. I used to chop wood many, many years ago. That's a hard job. All right, we'll do green because, you know, me and green, right? Any excuse to work with green. Yeah, I like hearing you guys are subscribing to each other's channels. A little bit of water. Okay, and then we need something else in here. More fabric? No, let's do, I don't have any inks out here, so I can't color this one, so I don't want that.
Okay.
Let's see. Not liking that. It's a little too fat. What I want is the part that's not double layers. So just a little bit. Okay, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. We can use come on now, talk to me. You need the materials to tell you what they want to be. Probably more burlap, right? Can never go wrong with burlap, probably. I just like them hanging down like that. Okay, we're getting somewhere there. Maybe. So it's just like playing with paper collage, just with fabric. Hey, Mary, how are you? Wow, Arlene. Six-month goal. You're going to be out of there. You're going to come to the States, right, Diane? Isn't that the plan? All right, we're going to put the sari on the bottom, put the green on the top. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. This is different for me, thinking about making these bigger. So it's a whole new way of thinking. No, not a new way of thinking. It's just an expanded way of thinking. The burlap's not big enough. It needs to be bigger. It needs to be longer. So Arlene's got lots of books to play with, huh? I have more than I thought saved when I looked at what we had in the garage. I was like, wow, that's way more than I thought I still had. What kind of green? This green. Ooh, I like this green. Like that. And what color do we want to go with? Got a little bit of green on it. And sorry, I get working and then I forget that you guys are all here with me. I forget to talk. You need to throw something at the screen every so often and remind me you guys are here. Out of the house is a first step, Diane. It's a good start. Thank you, Sharon. Oh, the video about dead things. Yeah, we're soul sisters. So I have some dyed cheesecloth. Like this would be dyed cheesecloth. I had some that wasn't dyed. I've already misplaced it. I think this is all I have left of the dyed cheesecloth. And this is, it's a cottony material, and they put it out in the dollar store years ago, kind of like spider webs, but it always makes me think more of like pirate netting, and it takes dye really nicely. Oh, Diane, yeah, you need to be in a safer place so you can heal. You absolutely need that. I want that for you. At least you're using your art to help you heal, though, right? I look for anything. These are, I want to put some more color on them, but there's some of this is string, but a lot of these are the strings from Teabags. And I'll just, when I'm doing any kind of dyeing, I'll dump some of them in there and let them pick up color. Just want, this is like almost, it's almost there, but it's not quite there. I need another texture of some kind. And I know that's just because I'm missing using the twigs. Let's see, not quite so straight. I need some seaweed. I got to go to the beach. Got to collect some seaweed. All right. And some green threads of some kind. Oh, wait a minute. Where's that green stuff that... Maybe put the lime green on top. But it still needs another texture. That's all fuzzy. So now we need something else. Diane, the assignment for you is to go to Lennon's channel and start watching all his videos. Click the video link and just go back to the beginning and start watching all those videos. You need to get yourself out of that negative headspace and get you back over to realizing that you are so capable of doing so many things. That big heart of yours gets you into trouble. So you need to feed that heart and soul. Yeah, see, we just needed another texture on there. Oh, and my little fibery things here. What do you think? Yeah, that work? I think that works. What color thread? Green, probably, right? Okay, Terry, take care. Hey, Penny, you snuck in and I didn't see you. I really need to go collect some seaweed. I absolutely need to do that. Penny, I'm challenging myself this time and I'm not using any natural materials on these at this stage. I will when I do the next level with them, but this has really been a challenge, not throwing on any sticks or lichen or anything. We are your Wednesday family. That's right, Diane. We are your Wednesday family. Don't you forget us. You know, we can't all be strong all the time. So we take turns being strong for each other. And when like-minded people gather to support one another, the energy just flows from one of us to the other. So if it's my day to be strong, you can lean on me. And then on the days that I haven't been strong, I've leaned on you. Arlene, happy to have had you join us today. You have a great evening. Good luck on the project you are working on. There you go. Start by boiling foliage and get the piper and fight. That's right. Just do something, Diane. Just do something. I know, Penny, exactly. It's the first thing you and I would reach for is we would reach for the sticks and the moss and stuff. But wait a minute, I got to show Penny because she came in later. Show Penny what I did without reaching for it. This is all with just the fabric and fibers. You know, so then I can build on top of them when I do the next levels, because I'm wanting to go bigger with these and make them into something that could go on the wall. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. And those of you that are lurking and not chatting, I appreciate each and every one of you. So I need to remember this needle has been easier to thread today. So I need to remember to come back to this needle. All right, let's just see if we can attach the center part first and then back around. Victoria, yeah, you've just been doing other stuff at the same time, and you're right. We have each other's backs. That's the way it works. You know, we've all seen on YouTube where somebody, you know, some troll attacks one of the group, and everybody comes out in force to, you know, support the other person. This is community that we're building here. This is, you know, more than just, you know, gathering to learn something new, which is fun, and the knowledge sharing, you know, how important that is to me. But it is a matter of building community, because a lot of us live in areas where we're isolated. We don't, you know, even without COVID, we wouldn't be seeing a lot of other people. And this is our social connections that we're making by coming to events like this and getting to know one another. And you find people that think the same way you do about things. Penny and Jude and and Janet and I know that we share a lot of the mindsets of the things that we in the natural world that we love. And we would go collect and we would sit down together, even though I've never met them in person yet. We could sit down together and talk for hours because we found that connection. And that's what you do when you come to these lives and you find people that think the same way you do. You're there for them. Victoria and I would sit in a room and giggle, probably. I think that's what we would do. We would do a lot of giggling. If Brenda was here, she would bake us a cake, even though she hates baking. You know, you find your tribe and you spend time with the tribe. And then even though sometimes we have no choice and we have to be in a toxic environment or a less than ideal environment, spend as little time there as possible. Spend time with your tribe. Oh, Janet, doesn't your boss know by now? Doesn't he know by now? Well, Victoria, I'm glad you guys came out of lockdown and I'm glad you're able to get out a little bit. And hopefully, I know you are staying still very safe. I think that we are probably going to be heading towards a lockdown here in the next day or two here in California. Things are not looking good. So they're talking about some more restrictions. They haven't said what kind yet, but I think we're heading for more. And Jude, I find it the same way. I can be very talkative in the chat, but in real life, you know, you'd have to pull Penny and I out from behind. Penny and I would be fighting for the same bush to hide behind in the back of the room, right, Penny? Probably a lot of you too. I mean, there's so many of us creative types seem to be introverts. Let's see. These are forcing me to be much more random, and I'm liking the end result a lot more. I'm just really, really thrilled. However, if this was supposed to be an exercise where I could use up my scraps, I have got to say that that is not happening. This desk is still completely covered with things. So covered. Okay, is everything sewn there? Oh, looks like everything is sewn that needs to be sewn. So we're just going to put a few extra. Yeah, they changed our now we have tiers, colored tiers, and purple is the worst one. And just about all the counties in California are in the purple tier. We need just a couple up here. So while I didn't get as many done as I normally do, I'm okay. I'm okay with what I did get done today because it pushed me into a different area. And I'm really looking forward to building these up from behind. Now, of course, I could have started with a big piece, but I kind of think that these are like the focal point, and then I will build up from behind and then add these to the wherever they're going to go as far as the focal point goes. That's what it looks like in my head anyways. So I think that's probably going to be what I get done today. So we've got 1, 2. Oh, I love this one. 3, 4, and 5. Look at that. The real world drama blocks you creatively, Sharon, and you need to shut them out to find your creative flow. Yep. When I used to go to like workshops, writing workshops in real life, I found I couldn't, even without any drama, I wasn't nearly as productive in real life writing workshops. I was much better if we were emailing things back and forth to one another. True, Jude. We would probably be as chatty as anything because we all have the same thing in common, and we be ourselves. And that's the key, is if you're in a group where you can be yourself. Me neither, Diane. I don't want to watch it either. Thank you, Janet. I'm pretty pleased. I am pretty dang pleased. I think these are going to be a lot of fun to work with. Most of Australia is opening up right now as far as COVID goes. Yeah, it could easily turn very quickly. It's scary times, and I hope everybody's being safe. Thank you, Midge. I'm gonna page back up here and make sure I haven't missed anybody. Sharon has to be in a certain mindset to be creative. Yes, yes. I need a lot of quiet. And so I'm really trying to schedule my working times so that I have that quiet in order to create. Rainbows and butterflies. Bring on the rainbows and butterflies. Bring on the crafty friends that understand us and support us. And bring on all of you. I am just so touched every week when I go live and one by one you guys pop into the stream and you visit with one another and you support me and you encourage me to continue to stretch and grow. I'm just immensely grateful for each and every one of you, and thank you so much for being here with me. I'm going to call it quits for today so I can go dig out some larger pieces of material and see what else I can play with. But I am going to be making more videos now that I've got all my other obligations out of the way. Thank you, Sharon. I love all of you too. You guys go out and be safe, but be creative, make some amazing art and share it with us. Post it around, tag me if it's something, and I will be here next week, 12 p.m. California time. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the thumbs up. Everybody have a great day. Bye for now.